Hello everyone, my name is Fatima. Here today I'm going to be presenting a teaching and learning resource that I have created in relation to the National Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Children Day. This is not just celebration, but the young children get to learn about the culture, achievements and contributions of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children and their communities. It is significant that we as early childhood educators should establish culturally inclusive learning environments. This is in line with the Early Years Learning Framework (EYLF) that challenges us to nurture the respect children have of diversity and nurture cultural understanding amongst children at an early age. As my objective today, I want to demonstrate you how this craft activity can assist children not only to perform a nice activity but also to learn the importance of indigenous cultures. In this project, the objective that can be measured in the enhancement of cultural awareness among children aged 3 to 5 years by 30%, which can be illustrated by their capacity to identify and describe significant Aboriginal symbols and the meaning of the handprint design. In the second slide, I will talk about the significance of the event. The event known as National Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Children Day is an occasion that glorifies the culture of Indigenous people. It is particularly significant among children since it assists them to build a sense of belonging and culture. The EYLF assumes that one of the most important aspects of social and emotional growth of children is the development of their awareness of their own culture and the culture around them. In the case of young children, the cultural awareness of the indigenous culture can be fostered by using practical methods such as arts and crafts. It also equips them with the language and knowledge to discuss culture to enable them have empathy and respect towards others. In the next slide, I will talk about resource overview. In this project, I have come up with an Aboriginal handprint craft activity. The children are given an opportunity to draw their handprint in colors and symbols related to Aboriginal art in this activity. Within the framework of this craft, children will be informed about the Indigenous culture, the importance of the symbol of the handprint, and the belonging to the community. The craft is developmentally suitable to 3 to 5 years olds as it is both a creative activity and cultural symbols and indigenous art form related learning. The play promotes the development of the fine motor skill, and at the same time children are able to use their creativity in a purpose manner. This slide is about materials and sourcing. The materials I used in the activity will be the construction paper, the colored paints, and the paint brushes, as well as the Aboriginal symbols printed on paper. These are safe and age-related materials, not to mention that they are culturally relevant. As an illustration, the coloring employed in Aboriginal art, for example, red, yellow, and black, have a considerable cultural connotation. These materials were sourced locally by local suppliers, and they are suitable as well as benefit the local communities. In the case of the indigenous symbols, I accessed free-to-use resources which didn't violate cultural sensitivities. This makes sure that what I'm consuming is genuine and helps to represent the Aboriginal culture with the necessary respect. In this slide, I will explain the first part of the process. In this case, you can observe the materials I prepared to use in the activity. This will consist of construction paper and brush, as well as image of the Aboriginal symbols with which the children will decorate their handprints. I inform the children about the cultural meaning of the symbol of handprint before the craft starts. Another thing I do is to explain to them the meaning of the color and patterns used in Aboriginal art, and this makes children appreciate the cultural background of what they are doing. This is in line with the social learning theory development by Vygotsky that insists in the role of a guidance in the process of learning. Now in this slide, I will illustrate the process of creation. When the children begin their hand-trained craft, they will be invited to use the colors and symbols we have talked about earlier. The following is a picture of the children involved in the activity. They are trying and testing the materials as I go through the process with them. When the crafts are finished, every child will have a handprint that symbolizes his or her perception of the culture, and they will also tell what they think the icon conveyed to them. This aspect of the activity is consistent with the scaffolding theory developed by Bronner, in which I led the children and assist them in relating their new information to what they already knew. In this slide, I will talk about indigenous in the viewpoint. We are instilling the indigenous views through this activity because we gave children an opportunity to learn about Aboriginal culture meaningfully and respectfully. The handprint symbol plays a significant role in the indigenous art, and it educates children about the concept of belonging to land and community. The activity also promotes the EYLF outcome that helps children to learn about their world and understand the importance of different culture. Through inculcating the concepts at an early age, we make children aware of their culture and sensitive to others. This slide is about learning and teaching strategies. I have employed planned instructions to assist children to learn in this activity. An example is the open-ended question I have employed, such as, "What do you think this symbol means?" to make the children think and relate the activity to their lives. I have also provided an inclusive learning setting by making all children take part in the activity without any form of discrimination. This encourages a culture where the thoughts and innovativeness of the children are not looked down upon, and thus they feel a part of the process and feel in charge of it. And now I will talk about reflection and conclusion. To sum up, this resource doesn't only assist in cultural learning but also in enabling children to gain a better insight into the indigenous culture using a practical creative exercise. As early childhood educators, we open up the opportunities to learn about the value of respect, diversity, and community as we give opportunities to children to understand these ideas through the prism of indigenous perspective. Considering this process, I have understood the importance of designing educational resources that are interesting and culturally specific. This practice is consistent with educational structures of early childhood, and it promotes overall growth of young children.